Welcome back to Intense Podcast. I'm your host, Robbie, and I'm sitting across from my co-host, Adam Nielsen, and we are back after taking a week off because spring break. We needed a spring break, and that was important to us because we need breaks.
Because I forgot to ask, how long were you without power?
Oh, 4 hours? 3 hours? 4 hours.
Okay, it wasn't too bad then.
Yeah, so last week we didn't do a show because I didn't have power for a few hours because of a storm.
I told Katie that you didn't have any power, right?
Because I live in a third world country, apparently.
Right,
because I go without power all the time.
Absolutely.
Now. I need to invest in a proper generator and wired into the house.
Yeah, so I was like, because one of the things that Katie hates the most about this little show that we do is like our complete like indecisiveness. Like she'll ask me on Tuesday, "Hey, are you recording tomorrow?"
I don't know.
I haven't talked to Robbie about it yet. Like, well, are you gonna? Like, I don't know. I'll probably will tomorrow. and
Jess says the same thing. She's like, "Are you doing a podcast tonight?" I should probably check with Adam. What do you mean? He's working. I don't know. We'll talk later.
I don't know. We'll get there eventually. But so then you told me you didn't have power, and I was like, all right, well, I guess I'm going home then.
Yeah, no podcast.
You know? like that's the end of that. I'm not going to try and figure anything else out. Like,
no.
This is the universe's way of telling us fuck the fans.
Yeah, it wasn't. I didn't choose that.
Yeah, no, that wasn't our choice.
No.
And so I told Katie, well, yeah, I'm headed home, and she's like, oh, really? Like, yeah, Robbie doesn't have any power, so whatever.
Yeah, forget it then.
And then that was the end of it, right? And then the next day she goes, so are you going to Robbie's house tonight, or are you FTFing this week? Because now she uses that, which is really awesome to me. And I was like, no, why would I? Like, no, I'm not going to Robbie's. What are you?
It's Thursday.
Yeah, it's Thursday. That ship has sailed. And she's like, does Robbie have power back? Like, I don't know. I didn't. She's like, what do you mean you don't know? I'm like, I don't know. I didn't ask him. He didn't tell me.
His phone has power.
And she goes, why wouldn't you ask him that? I'm like, why would I? Like, I don't care. If he needed, like, if there was a problem.
Yeah, I'd tell you about it after it was long been a problem.
Right. And she's like, well, if my friend didn't have power, I'd ask her all the time if she got power back. I'm like, well, yeah, but she has kids. Like, Robbie's an adult.
I'm a grown man
who's living by himself with just him and his wife and like a couple of dogs. Like,
yeah, we're fine.
They could go days without power, and it's not that big a deal.
We did go days without power, and it wasn't a big deal.
Yeah. So, and she's like, well, shouldn't you ask him? Like, no, I'm not going to ask him. And like at that point, now it was a thing. Like, I'm not going to ask him, right? So I figured maybe I should know now.
Yeah. So we did get power back later that night, and it was no problem.
Okay.
It wasn't a storm. It was
just
something went wrong, like a transformer fell off a pole or something, and then they tried to replace it, and that one was failed too or something. So yeah, it was just a few hours.
Yeah.
But I have like a Facebook group of like all the neighbors.
Right.
So they're all like, "Are you without power? I'm without power. You're without power." And like everyone's just like, "I'm without power too." And it's like, clearly we're all without power. And then shortly thereafter, Mid-American sent an email saying power outage, like 78 customers are affected or whatever. Right. So it's like clearly our neighborhood. And I was like, well, okay. Well, if it's that localized, I think it's probably okay.
Yeah.
I won't worry about it. And sure enough, like a handful of hours later, got back from the gym and nope, power came on. She just
couldn't believe that I like didn't check up on you every hour or some shit. I don't know.
No, you didn't even check up on me when we knew it was going to be out for days.
If you need something, you know how to get a hold of me.
Yeah.
Until then, I got my own shit to deal with.
I don't offer help just to everybody.
You know that the offer's there whenever you need it.
Exactly.
And if you ask for help, I know there's clearly a problem.
It is needed.
And I'm going to help.
Yep. No.
But until the house burns down, I don't expect a text message.
No. I texted you and let you know that the power was out, and I'm just going to go read until the light goes away.
But if that would have been a Tuesday, I would have never known.
I would have told you on Wednesday.
I mean, maybe.
Oh, you mean I would have never told you I was without power?
Right. Like if you would have been without power on a Tuesday instead of a Wednesday,
probably not.
I would never have known.
Unless for some reason it got brought up in the group chat.
I wouldn't tell you if I didn't have, like, it wouldn't even cross my mind to say, hey, Robbie, I didn't have power yesterday.
Oh, my condolences.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, I don't know. What am I going to do with this knowledge? Yeah. This whole like being supportive to your friends thing is ridiculous. I don't understand why these girls are so nice and supportive to their friends. Like if you were without power, I would just tell you how all the great things I was doing with my power.
Right.
I would have like the heater and the fan on.
Right. And
I'd be
just
playing
like
PlayStation.
take pictures of things that you're using with power.
I would have
send them to
I'd have
me.
the gaming computer on that screen, and I'd be playing PlayStation on the other screen. I'd have all the screens on.
The problem is I wouldn't get those pictures for quite some time because my phone for sure would be dead at that point.
I remember the last time it went out. What was it? I think that actually was a storm. And it was for a handful of hours.
Yeah.
I watched Peacock on my phone until my phone died because it was too dark to read and I had no light.
Yeah.
Oh well.
A couple of years ago when we had that nasty derecho, and I didn't have power for like
It was like almost a week, right?
almost a week. I assumed that I wouldn't have any water either, or at least hot water.
Definitely didn't have hot water.
And so I didn't like between like my work schedule and just the fact that I didn't have any power. I was like, there's no point in me even taking a shower. Like,
Well, I took
I'm just gonna get
ice-
home and go to bed.
I took icy cold showers.
No, I just like it was 2 or 3 days where I was just like, it's not a thing.
Yeah.
And then we were leaving for Grid Life, and I still didn't have power. I'm like, well, I at least got to take a cold shower. Hopped in, hot as can be. I'm like, what?
It stayed warm until like empty.
Well, I have the gas. It doesn't use electric apparently.
Well, it's got to have a switch, doesn't it?
I don't know, but it was still hot.
Huh. I'm surprised it'd be hot that long because we used our
There's
hot water.
no way that it was not.
It was-
There's no way that it stayed that temp
okay.
that many days.
Like
it
scalding.
had to
It
have
could have
been
been scalding hot. Huh.
Well, I don't have mine set up that hot to begin with. But
Okay. No, because we had hot water for probably the first 2 days. Like obviously it was trickling off.
Didn't like Jess decide to draw a bath or some bullshit thing because she didn't.
Yes. Yes, she did. We had it for one.
Oh, I don't have power. Let's take a bath.
We had it for one day. We had it for one day because I had one shower that was started warm.
Yeah.
I thought that was my second shower.
I
No, that was my
remember.
first.
I remember making fun of her for that. Oh man, I don't have anything to. Can't watch TV. Can't.
Nothing
Like, I
better
don't
to
have any
do.
power. We'll take a nice relaxing bath.
Use up all the hot water.
Damn it, woman.
Yep. I remember that now. I tried to block that from my memory, so thank you for that.
So anyway,
Yes.
I'm glad you have power back.
Thank you.
So
Hopefully it stops becoming a thing.
yeah, let me know next time so I can be worried for you.
Okay. Yeah. Next time I don't have power or
Yeah,
something,
shoot
I'll just
me a
text you
message.
right away, and then you
Yeah.
can tell Katie, "Oh my
Yeah.
gosh,
Yeah,
he
and then
doesn't
I'm
have
gonna
power."
check it. I'm gonna check up on you every hour on the hour.
Okay. I'll just set an alarm. Oh, we gotta text Adam back. It's 9:00. Yeah, we're good, but I don't have power.
Well, let me know if you need anything.
Yeah, you always have to respond to that.
Right.
Say hi to your folks for me. All right. Be painfully Midwestern.
Yeah. Right. So anyway,
But I would say that's we're here. We're doing
yes,
a show,
We're doing some kind of show.
and you are
I'm
suited and booted.
I'm wearing a jacket.
Yes.
I don't wear jackets.
You know what?
Like
Would
all
look,
that.
you know what would look really good with that jacket? A tie a good friend that bought for you.
I think I still know where that tie is.
I would hope so. That was a gift that was not only purchased, it was made.
That's true.
Handmade.
That's true. It was handmade.
By
It's the only tie I've ever worn.
I bet you wore other ones.
No, I think I had to have a clip on or some bullshit at
was
like
it
prom.
as a child, somewhere in there.
I'm pretty sure I had one for prom.
Yeah, or something like one of those
times
bow
I
tie
went, at
things.
least. Yeah, it was for sure a clip on. That's definitely the only like real tie I've ever wore.
You're welcome.
I remember Michael had to tie it for me.
I remember that picture. Yes, I took it.
So anyway, friend of ours, John,
Petrobox John.
Yeah, he and his girlfriend, his significant other, are like thrifting.
Yeah, so they'll go
Apparently,
to
that's the hot thing these days.
they'll go to like thrift stores and like
Goodwills,
Yeah,
the
stuff like-
sort. Buy stuff there and then turn around and sell it on eBay,
yeah.
which is good for like easier for him than it is for a lot of other people because his job is to ship things to people.
Uh-huh.
So that makes that process a little bit easier than it does for like you or me if we wanted to do that. Because that would be the hurdle for me. It's like I have to figure out how to ship all this crap to people.
Yeah, I found a lot of my books like that way because
Yeah.
like don't know if it's like a Goodwill out of Tampa seems to have a lot of books like with race cars in them, and like so like I'll order them on like Amazon or eBay or something. It'll come from like Goodwill of Tallahassee or whatever.
Right.
So like when they get a book that they know is of value, they put them on eBay.
Right. So anyway, he found this Gulf livery jacket. It says Le Mans on the back, and it's got Gulf stripes on it, and just random patches.
Yeah, I'll say it's like they're proper patches. Like
yeah,
it's,
they're
it's a,
like
it's a,
legit
it's a,
patches.
It's a
Firestone
Howard chronograph.
Yeah,
watch patch Firestone.
And then it says A to Z Racer on the arm.
Okay.
And I Googled that, and he's like an old-timey motorsports photographer.
Neat.
I think this was his jacket.
I'd feel pretty confident.
I don't think that this was like a mass-produced thing, and I don't think it's anything of real value.
I'd be curious if that was an actual golf jacket or if it was legitimately custom everything.
I don't know.
It's hard to say.
It's been worn. Like, he used it, but it's not, like, ratty.
No.
But it's just a touch too short for me.
It's cut like a shirt from the 70s.
I think it was probably an 80s jacket. 70s or 80s.
It fits
it's
you
old.
It fits you real nice in the shoulders and the arms even.
I've never checked to see if there's anything in. Are there even pockets?
But it's kind of a belly
pockets.
shirt
Is
or
there
belly
anything
jacket.
in the pockets.
I'm gonna pull out a condom from 1977.
Well, so I have a years ago, my roommates bought me this like red sport coat
I remember
thing from a Goodwill.
Yeah.
And just as a joke.
Well, that's where I got that green double-breasted one I wore to Concourse.
To the Concourse. But there was a ticket to like the Ankeny Fireman's Ball or something like that in the pocket from like 1978 or something like that. Like it was really old.
Yeah, what's in the zippered one?
Oh, there's a zippered one?
In the front.
In the front. Oh shit, there's a zippered.
Watch there be like a tag watch in there or something.
So dope. That's empty too.
Dang it.
Is there any on the inside?
No.
This is really hard to do.
Oh,
there's one on the inside.
Come on, there's got to be something hidden in there.
Ah, damn it, it's empty too.
Dang it.
That's a real buzzkill because it would be hilarious like if there's like a Road America ticket in here or something like that.
That would be perfect.
Or since it came from Ohio, a mid-Ohio like IndyCar ticket.
From way back?
Yeah, from like the 70s.
That'd be cool.
That would
Put it on the wall.
Cool. Yeah.
But no, it's a cool looking jacket.
It's nifty.
And it was thoughtful of John to think, you know what, Adam would like this instead of him keeping it for himself.
Yeah, I appreciate it. So that's very cool. He's found a couple of silly car-related items because he also found a coffee mug that says, "My dad is faster than yours," or something like that.
My dad's Corvette is faster than yours or something.
That's
It's a picture
is.
of like a C4.
Yeah, like a C4 Corvette on it. It's clearly a mug from the 80s. So Ryan Seiler, who we just had on our most recent show, his dad has a Corvette, like I kind of mentioned at the beginning there. And so John's shipping that to Ryan so that he can drink coffee out of it when he's around his dad because it's funny.
Perfect.
So, yeah.
John, he's thoughtful.
He's a nice guy.
I feel like now's a good time to plug Petrobox.
It seems like the right thing to do.
So if you want to support John, who does things like this, very thoughtful, cool things for guys like Adam.
Absolutely.
Me as well, because he sends me Eagle Grit.
It's true.
Head over to mypetrobox.com. Use the code TTP15 to get 15% off your first box, as well as anything available currently in the store. So if you it's about that time of the year where you really start washing your car more often. Probably need some product. I know I need some gloves. So I'm probably going to have to use my own code, to get gloves. TTP15.
Speaking of our friends doing things, nice people.
Doing nice things.
Well, our friends who are nice people.
Okay, there's a couple, yeah.
Yeah. James from Kanga Motorsports.
He is the nicest.
Right. I didn't tell him this, but this is kind of a really, like, this is some real small world shit.
Okay.
So my dad calls me up. One of my dad's friends owns like an automotive restoration shop in Sheldon, in my hometown.
Yep.
Just like body stuff, right? And my dad, for the last couple of years, has been doing a lot of his mechanical work in exchange for either money or actually, I think, even like some body
trade.
work.
Or,
Trade for body work on his own projects and stuff like that. And right now he's got, I think it's a 65 Mustang that is at his house in Missouri that he's putting the engine and some of the other mechanicals in so that it can then go back to Dave's shop for final assembly.
Okay.
And there was something about it's got some aftermarket rack and pinion power steering rack in it because from the factory it only had like a non-powered what's the not rack and pinion one? I can't remember what it's called, but it's real garbage, right?
Okay.
And so they bought an aftermarket one, and my dad was trying to figure out how to hook up all the lines and stuff like that, and he was having some confusion on it, or like the line types of lines or something like that. Yeah,
I know
and
where you're
so
going.
he got on YouTube and was watching YouTube videos, and he's like watching just a random video that came up in the algorithm. He's like, that voice is kind of
why is this so familiar?
Yeah, and then he goes, that dude's wearing a 1010's podcast shirt. And so he looked at it, and lo and behold, it's Mr. Kanga Motorsports himself and his AN Fittings guide.
Yeah.
Which has like 130,000 views on it. It's actually like...
It's extremely well done.
Yeah, and it's got a ton of views, deservingly so.
I thought he had an article on his website, too.
It's probably buried because it's been a shockingly long time ago.
Yep, but I've used that one. It's a super well put together video.
Yeah, yeah. So I just thought that was cool that my dad came across that like by accident on the algorithm. So, and then he turns out he's wearing a 1010's podcast sweatshirt in the video. So
there's an article on the website, and then also there's the video.
Yeah.
So AN Fittings and Hoses Guide and How To. They're tech tips.
How random is that?
That's pretty awesome. But I'm not surprised because honestly, there's a billion of those videos out there, but James's is probably the most complete.
It's got 130,000 views on it,
and
which is like a huge number of views for like Joe Schmo's YouTube channel.
Just some guy doing a YouTube channel.
Yeah. So,
but yeah, when you get it right, it gets out there.
I just think that was really funny to me. Like, oh my gosh,
wait a second,
I know that guy.
Look what he's wearing.
Yeah. So, random.
Good work, James.
So,
speaking of other friends that are nice.
Oh.
This. If you're on the YouTube, you can see that I'm holding this.
Yeah. It's a trophy.
This is a trophy.
Another.
It is a first place trophy for the Bass Ackwards Grand Prix at Hallett. So this is last year, July of last year. Where I was at Hallett. That's the event that I overheated the Z real bad and had to replace my head.
That's where you had to put the head gaskets.
Replace the head gaskets.
That's
after that
right.
One. I put a head gasket in a can, and that didn't do anything because it was too far gone.
Yeah,
but I finished my session.
It was worth a try.
Yeah, I tried. I was at the track. I wasn't about to swap heads at the track.
Right. No.
But Dusty got first place in production
E.
But, yeah, because this is the Camaro, so it'd be production E.
It's got to be E,
right?
It's got to be E.
Yeah, because it wasn't C in the Corvette or the Z. So this would be production E with his Camaro. So this is another trophy for Dusty that's going on our wall.
Yeah. Now we have two Dusty trophies.
So apparently Dusty, I'll say it since you're too nice to say it. Apparently Dusty only gets trophies at events that he crashes his car.
It's rude, Robbie.
I'm sorry, Dusty.
It's really rude.
Yeah, it is. Sorry.
It's gonna come off.
Sorry, Dusty. We've all been there. Not all of us got trophies.
I've never been there. I never crashed a car.
I have.
At a race?
I have. It happens. Sometimes things break.
It just feels like there should be something in one of these pockets. It makes me sad.
It's disappointing. But anyways, Dusty, I got your trophies. I will get them to you. Like I said, I'd get you that one. But what year was that? 2021? Oh, it's only been a year.
That was last year.
Yeah, we're fine. We
Yeah.
got plenty of time.
I'll bring him to him at Lime Rock.
Okay. Yeah, we've said that a bunch of times, but we'll do it again.
Yeah, I definitely.
You could have brought him to Texas, but
Yeah, but I wasn't going to do that. I just lost the silicone cover for my earbud.
okay. Well, I mean, we can stall.
Nah,
I was gonna say we can edit it out, but I won't.
No, we're just going to roll with it. It's just going to be slightly... Ooh, that is really uncomfortable.
Go find it.
Oh, I found it.
We're good. He found
Don't worry.
it.
Crisis averted.
Yeah, so put it.
What the fuck is wrong with this show today, Robbie? We're off the rails.
People like it that way.
That's probably
true. It's an organized show. Nobody wants to hear that. Anyways, while you're fixing that and sticking things in your ear, I want to remind everyone to head over to factoryfabrication.com. Booney at Factory Fabrication has all of your custom fabrication needs, whether it's if you want to get railed or caged. I mean, rails for your house, for your patios, like stair railings. Maybe you have a fancy house and you want to have a spiral staircase to go.
Or maybe it doesn't need to be a fancy.
It
house,
will
Robbie.
be once you have your spiral staircase from Booney.
That's fair.
So factoryfabrication.com. If you can think of it and it can be made out of wood or metal, they'll hook you up. I don't know what to tell you. I mean, use the code 10tenths. It won't get you anything. But
notice that when we were talking about friends who are helpful and nice people, I didn't bring Booney up.
Wow.
He'll probably be nice to you, though. Like if you call him up and ask him for a staircase or a railing,
yeah, of course,
a roll cage or whatever, he's just. I don't include him on my list of nice people, but that's
because he's your friend.
Your mileage may vary.
He's always nice to his customers.
I'm sure he is. I'm sure he's very cordial.
But yeah, if you need high quality metal and woodwork, factoryfabrication.com.
Robbie.
Oh, yeah. Ugh.
Let's talk about it.
I don't want to talk about it.
I want to talk about it, though.
All right, so I'll pull up a picture. So
remember when you had the avalanche?
I try not to. Actually,
that's not true, Robbie.
Actually, the avalanche was a nice pickup.
Yeah, it was a perfectly reasonable vehicle.
It's not great for like towing things.
If all you need is a half-ton truck,
the Avalanche is great.
The Avalanche is cheaper than a regular half-ton,
which is with the same capabilities.
Right, but it's the same thing. It's just different and therefore worth less, which is dumb.
Because it actually was more like I thought it was more useful. I liked the tailgate thing that you could put more stuff inside.
But what didn't you like about the Avalanche, Robbie?
I didn't like the fact that I didn't trust that engine at all.
Right.
And that it dropped a lifter on me.
Uh-huh.
And I had to replace all that junk.
So it's really good that you got rid of that truck.
Yeah.
And got this newer one. So they could do this
half the mileage.
So they could do the same bullshit to you.
Yep. Yep.
I'm sorry, Robbie.
Yep.
I'm not really that sorry, to be honest with you. But so what happened?
So my 2018.
Oh, were you coming home from
my parents?
From getting a thing that I'm very happy you bought?
Yeah. So I went to my parents this past weekend. Hung out with Dalton for about a half hour. Took a bunch of shit from his place.
Found a cat in his garage.
I did find a cat in his garage. Turns out it wasn't his cat.
That's not true, Robbie. Someone's trying to get rid of it. He's just too much of a jerk to go and get it.
What kind of monster says no to a cat? Or any animal, really?
The Dalton ain't no good.
That's fair. So, hung out with Dalton for a while. And like I was talking about his Corvette and what he's been up to.
Yeah.
And I'm poking my head in the car. I'm like, when'd you get a cat? He's like, what the fuck are you talking about? There's a cat, like literally in your front seat. It's sitting there. And sure enough, there was a cat sitting in his front seat. And like he'd had the garage door open maybe like 10 minutes before I got there.
Right. That's so funny.
I don't know. Then he chased it out of his car and his dog chased it into his house. So
his dog just wanted to play though. His dog's chill with cats.
Yeah, he's not aggressive.
He was just kill it.
Yeah, he was just curious.
Just for the record.
Yeah. No animals were harmed.
Right.
Just the dog was very curious.
But then the cat got away.
Yep.
The next day.
But now it's posted online that someone found it and wants to get rid of it.
Right.
So it had a home, and Dalton threw it out.
Right. So Dalton's the bad guy now.
Oh, yeah. Not whoever dropped that cat off knew it was going to a good home until Dalton turned it into a bad home.
That's fair. That's fair.
So I hung out with him for a little bit and then headed up to Sioux Falls, hung out with Josh Speecher for a bit. While I was up there, I swung over and hung out with our friend Wes, who races GLTC. He had a spare Mark 60 ABS unit just sitting around, so I gave him money.
Good.
And he gave me a Mark 60 ABS unit.
Nice.
So
I'm so excited, Robbie.
Yep. So I was really excited because I have all the parts for it.
You should put it on the NPO one.
That's literally the plan. The plan is for me to put it on the Z,
so you can figure it out. Be put on.
So then I know what to do to put it on the NPO one because the NPO one's gonna be a bigger task.
Yeah, for sure. Because you got to hang
sensors
like
and whatnot.
Sensors and shit.
Yeah, because the Z you can tie it in to the Nissan.
It's too bad you guys don't have a
sensors.
fabricator.
Yeah, we can figure that out. But I figured we'd cut my teeth on this car that doesn't have to be in multiple long endurance races, whereas I can take it out, test it, figure out what doesn't work, fix it. So yeah, got that. Then I was borrowing my dad's skid loader so I could do some yard stuff. So I was
you were towing too, huh?
I was dragging that back to Des Moines.
Oh, I didn't know that.
So I was basically, luckily, I was just outside of Des Moines, coming home, and all of a sudden, I was like, "What's going on? Something feels weird." Then all of a sudden, like the check engine lights flashing at me. I was like, "Fuck!" I mean, I knew exactly what it was. I fucking knew it. Like, I didn't even have to hear it. I knew what happened.
Yeah.
There's a rest stop right outside Des Moines. I pull into it, and like I can. But it was weird. It was different than what happened last time. Last time it was a very consistent clack, 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 and then it followed the RPM range, like clack, 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 all the way up. This one, smooth idle. I would have sworn there was not a misfire.
Huh.
As soon as you put any sort of like RPM to it, you could hear it just kind of like, you hear the smack, and then it would clack, 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 and it was like, well, we've been here before. And it's too late. There's nothing to be done.
Nope.
It is
drive it home.
Yep. I limped it home, which is not that easy to do when you have a skid loader on the back of a trailer.
Yeah.
So I'm going like 60.
Right.
And you know how steep the hills are to get up the gravel roads to my house?
Yeah. There's that one hill I really hate coming over because you can't see it.
Can't see it. Yep.
Oh, it's someone. I can't believe
there's not more accidents.
More accidents there. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, so going up that hill almost didn't happen. And then coming from when you turn to go west.
Yeah, the hill I got stuck on.
Yeah, that hill, because you basically start at almost a stop.
Right.
So that was really challenging. I didn't think I was going to make it up there either, just because I'm not going to sit there with my foot on the floor.
Right.
let's just throw a piss into the moon. Fuck it. Yeah, so limped it home, unloaded the skid loader, put the trailer away, drove it straight.
Cried a little bit.
Wanted a cigarette. That's where I was. I didn't have one, but I wanted one. Pulled it into the shop, popped the hood, and just started taking shit apart. I mean, I knew, I didn't wait till it got cool. I just like with the Avalanche, I just started pulling things apart. Pulled the valve cover off, and sure enough, the first cylinder of the first lifter on the first cylinder had collapsed, so that there was no movement there whatsoever. Everything else was running. And then as I disassembled everything in the last couple of days, I have major gripes with the engineers at Chevy.
Yeah, let's hear them. Let's air this out, Robbie.
Right, so,
I'm excited.
So if you are a design engineer at Chevy, and you had any say into the connectors in which are under the engine bay or in the engine bay attaching the engine, so
like the electrical connectors,
the entire electrical connectors, every single one is a locking connector. So you have to slide the little pin out and then undo them.
Yep.
So you know how easy it is to break those.
They all break.
They all break.
Those are essentially single use items.
Yep. So you take it and then you fling the fucking key because it's gone forever.
Yep.
Or it's broken.
You'll never find that.
Yep. And then of course everything's like real hard to. I broke too many.
Yeah.
I'm so fucking mad.
Oh yeah.
So then I keep going this one didn't collapse the way that the other one collapsed. There's two ways to collapse. There's the one where it collapses where oh god, how's it go? I'm not an expert on this, so I'm not even going to try to pretend to be. But there's two different ways to collapse, and there's one way that fucks up the cam. And there's the other one that doesn't potentially fuck up the cam. This one was the way that fucked up the cam.
If you catch it early enough.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure this was the way that fucked up the cam.
That sucks.
So I was tearing into it, and then I also realized that the lifter next to it, I was like, pulling it all apart. I was like, all right, everything looks, push rods look great. Everything looks good. Take the first one off that side. Push rod looks great. Even though it's collapsed, still looks good. Go to the next one. It was like so bent. How is this? How is this running?
Oh no!
So I was like, that one's completely bent to hell. I was like, oh, okay. I guess we're guaranteed we're getting all those now. So
yeah.
So I pulled the trigger. We're doing the DoD delete. I got the Brian Tooley racing kit. So I got their cam. their lift, the LS7 lifters. I got, the Valley cover. I got everything. I got their whole kit, which is just shy of $1,500. ARP everything.
Hell yeah.
ARP head studs, ARP crank bolts, ARP exhaust. If I'm replacing a bolt, it's getting ARP'd.
Right.
Like I'm not. We're not doing this twice. I'm not doing a torque to yield again. Ever. I will never, ever, ever do a torque to yield.
Why not, Robbie?
Because when you break it off inside your head,
do you still have those time certs or whatever those were called?
No, I sold the tool because it was worth like $500.
Oh, okay.
So I got I spent like, God, what was it? Like an absurd amount of money on the tool. Used it, and then it just sat in my garage for like 2 years.
Right.
And I looked at it one day. I was like, that's still worth like $300.
Right.
So it went on eBay.
Because didn't you buy that used?
Yeah.
Like somebody had used one, and then you used one more, and there's still like there's 6 total or something like that.
It's So I sold it. I was like, there's 2 missing. Everything else is there.
That's funny.
Yeah. So now we're getting to like everything's. I have the entire passenger side disassembled, heads off. Everything's gone on that side. Working on the driver's side, and I get all of the head studs out except for one.
Head bolts?
Yeah. Sorry, head bolts.
Okay.
All the head bolts are out except one.
Uh-huh.
Because on the driver's side of the L86s, on the front, there is one bolt. That is a 13mm hex drive head.
What?
So you have to go and get a 13mm hex drive Allen head to remove it.
Yeah.
Who the fuck has 13mm Allen heads?
Just one of the bolts.
One.
All the rest of them are like a normal.
A 15mm socket.
What?
One.
What?
Some engineer at Chevy went, fuck you guys.
Why?
One. I honestly don't know. I cannot come up with a reason why there'd be one.
That's so weird.
And I thought maybe that someone had been in this engine before, and ruined a bolt and just threw one in there. No, it's a thing.
You like looked it up?
I looked it up because there was a full forum thing about it where someone's complaining like, seriously?
That doesn't make any sense. Why would they do that to just one on one side?
Yeah, that's why it makes no sense to me.
It's not both sides.
Nope, just one.
So did you have to order one?
There's for $50 at O'Reilly's. They have a kit that has them because they don't sell
all of them.
Yeah, like the I don't know, like 10mm up to like 19mm or whatever.
Yeah.
So that's $50. Everything else I can't unless I order it.
Right.
I kind of want to have it disassembled, today.
Right.
So I'm going to O'Reilly's. But it never hurts to have tools. So
I mean, sure, but still.
I was properly annoyed that I didn't have the tool already. And
that's so dumb. That doesn't make any sense either.
I'm hoping that someone can, like Joe King, can message me and say, "Yeah, man, I know, it sucks."
Been there.
Yep. Yeah, he's probably going to message me and be like, "Oh yeah, you don't want to do that. You want to do all this other stuff." But
there's probably that engineer. His brother's a Snap-on sales guy.
Yeah. I want all of those to be different sizes, all of them. And not only that, I want them to be like exotic tools that no one else would know.
I need one of those bolts to be an exotic tool that
not so exotic that it has to be custom, but just exotic enough they have to go and buy it.
Right, and then we're definitely. I need it to be one that only is sold in 10 packs.
Yep,
and not individually.
Yeah, not something I can go to Lowe's and get just one of.
Right,
because they 13mm, it's not a thing. Like if it was standard, maybe.
Yeah,
but no, metric. It has to be metric.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, yeah. So, but of course, like everything's out. So, like I went through the Brian Tooley website, and there's like, okay, you can't order this because the 2 things you requested are out of stock. I was like, well, all right, I'll order those somewhere else, and then I go back through. I was like, all right, remove that, order the rest, and then I go on different websites and buy, okay, I need this gasket that I couldn't get from Brian Tooley, and then these bolts that I couldn't get from Brian Tooley, and then so I got
no.
Well, so then while I'm in there, so now it's getting spark plug wires, thermostat.
Why not?
I don't know how old the thermostat is. Probably 85,000 miles.
Yeah,
getting a thermostat.
It's probably factory.
Yep. So what? So everything that's apart right now is getting replaced.
Right.
So this turned into a $2,000 in parts endeavor real fast.
That's a serious undertaking, too.
Yeah, because it's basically a bare block sitting in there.
That's so much work on a 2018 Chevy Silverado.
And I'm very much not on my own here. I mean, this has happened to...
Oh, no, this is not a...
This is a thing.
I mean, there's a reason that Brian Tooley sells a displacement on demand delete kit.
Yep.
People don't delete it for performance gains.
Not to just put the stock cam back.
They don't
in.
delete it for the sake of deleting it. It's removed for a reason.
Yep. So, and then because the push rod was bent, now I'm gonna go to like the beefiest, raciest, strongest push rod I can buy. I don't want to do this again ever.
You'll be ready for boost now, Robbie.
Yes. It's not gonna, but yes.
I mean, you never say never, Robbie.
No, but anything.
Maybe we'll get into trucks.
Maybe.
We'll just say, you know what? This fucking racing shit is dumb.
Yep.
Let's build bitchin' lowered street trucks.
Let's make them fast
and put superchargers on them.
Oh yeah. Well, and asking Fedis for advice, and he's like, "Yeah, Brian Tooley, but you want power, right?" I'm like, "No,
you got to buy a truck Norris, Robbie."
No,
Norris.
I just want a reliable tow truck.
No way, dude.
I just want to.
I don't know who makes it, but they're a marketing genius. Somebody makes a cam that is specifically for trucks, so it makes the power that you want for towing reasons and stuff like that. And they call it the truck Norris, and that is literally the best naming thing I've ever heard in my life. And as far as I'm concerned, every truck on the face of the planet should get a truck Norris in it.
I won't argue with that.
If you have an LS powered truck and you're in there and you're not putting truck Norris in there, get out of my life. Lose my number. I don't want to talk to you anymore. You're not my friend. Truck Norris is life, Robbie.
I went the boring route. I went the just stock, reliable.
I mean, to be fair, you probably... Well, I don't...
It wouldn't hurt to have another 100 horse.
I don't understand how a cam could lower your reliability.
No, but adding 100 horsepower...
You don't have to use it, Robbie.
The higher the horsepower, the more...
You don't have to use it, Robbie.
But if you have it, you're going to use it.
Yeah, but cams sound cool at idle.
I don't need the chop.
Why not?
I don't need that
Robbie,
with my tow truck.
How dare you? How dare you, Robbie? No way, bro. Everybody needs it to chop.
I just want my truck to run reliably.
Literally, it's like the only reason you own a V8 is so you can make it chop.
You're not wrong. But I didn't. I already had the tuner thing that deletes or that deactivates the DOD, so I already had that done. So now I just need to reassemble.
Ugh, gross.
But it books out at like...
Oh, I'm sure it's crazy.
It's like 20 hours or something. Because like if I replaced... if I had to replace a head, it's a 10-hour job, I think. And then God, where was it? I saw it somewhere. It was like a 16-hour job. Book time.
Is there a reason you have to pull the head?
Yeah, the lifters are below it.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
That won't work that way, will it?
No, it's not a small block Chevy.
Okay.
No, you have to pull the heads to get to the lifters.
Okay. That sucks.
Yep.
So I was like, why are you pulling heads, Robbie? Just take them all out the top.
No,
I don't understand what you're doing here, Robbie.
Adam.
Like, you don't need to take the...
That's just the push rods.
You don't need to take the cam off. Or you don't need to take the heads off to get the cam out. But okay.
No.
Okay.
All of it's coming out.
That sucks.
Yep.
While you're there, Robbie.
I'm taking that while I'm there. I'm going to replace wear items and just get all like new stuff in there.
That's fair.
But yeah, that's decided not to.
While you have the intake off, you can just put a supercharger on there.
Yeah, that's it.
Put Truck Norris in it.
No, it's expensive enough.
Right. You already spent the money.
No, because that's another $1,000 on top of it.
It's worth it though.
No.
To be able to tell people you have a Truck Norris.
That would be cool.
It's so cool.
I bet it's got a cool sticker you could put on the back.
Oh man.
No, I want the board.
Sticker.
I just want my truck to run, and I don't want to ever deal with DOD bullshit again. So here we are. But
reliable race car, reliable tow rig. Right? Which one do you want?
I hung out with Dalton on Saturday, and then this happens on Sunday. Coincidence?
Cause and effect?
Yeah,
I mean, you tell me.
Yeah, I don't know what to tell you, man. Shit breaks when it's around Dalton.
That's fair. Maybe it's better that cat is out of his life.
Yeah, that poor thing.
Yeah.
Never had a chance.
No. Diesel's definitely broken. His dog, that dog is broken. There's something wrong with that dog. Because that dog loves Dalton way more than anybody should love Dalton. Even Dalton will tell you that.
It's a good dog.
We joke about how when he's gone, that dog is like literally contemplating how he can commit suicide because Dalton's left him, he's never coming back, and life is not worth living.
Yep. That poor thing.
Broken.
Oh well. But yeah, so that's what I'll be up to. If you need to get a hold of me, too bad. I will be under the hood of a Chevy, cursing at the engineers that hate the mechanics that work on their trucks.
It looks like it's just far enough back in there to be mildly annoying too.
Oh, I just sit in there.
Well, yeah, but like
I'm inside the car.
Some of that stuff is still under the cowl and probably hard to work on.
The rear bolts for the headers were a pain. The rear spark plug on the passenger side was especially a pain. The driver's side was too. Yeah, I mean, it's just a fuckload of work. You know, it's not. You know, a smart guy probably would have just pulled the engine and did it all on a stand.
I don't know that that's any better, Robbie.
It would have. I wouldn't have had to be like in the engine bay to do all of this.
But like that's a lot of work pulling an engine.
That would have sucked too. It's what level of suck do you want? Because it sucks all the way.
All those electrical connectors you haven't broken would have been broken as well.
Uh-huh.
So what are you going to do about that?
They still have the clippy thing, so like that didn't break. Just the keys all broke.
You'll just never be able to take them back off again without breaking them.
Yeah, it's fine. We'll worry about that later.
Okay, that's fair.
But so that's what I'm up to when I'm not working on the NPO one. I have the Z completely torn apart because I wanted to do the ABS on it. I replaced like all the suspension on it,
right?
Or the springs and
Yep.
and stuff on the suspension. So I was going to do all that, but now it's just sitting on jack stands. Luckily, I don't need to do anything with it.
Luckily, you have a Focus.
Yes.
To get you to work every day. Because last time you had to take like 2 days off so you could fix the avalanche.
And yeah, that's
you had to marathon fix it.
Yep, it was 2 straight days of working on it to get it fixed, and then I just fixed it. I didn't do the DOD or anything.
Right,
like any
you just
of that.
fixed what was broken at that very specific moment.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I had to have a vehicle,
right,
and I needed to buy parts at the parts store today,
right.
So yeah, that sucked. But the Focus has been
car to the rescue. It's the best.
It is. So that's been
good. Has
good.
Jess ridden in it yet?
Nope. I drive it every day.
That's so funny to me.
It's almost due for its first oil change.
Oh snap, Robbie!
Yep. I checked it. The oil looks good. It's not
Does
leaking.
Does it burn any?
No.
Nice. I have no idea what kind of mileage is on that motor.
I was gonna guess like if it was a used one, it'd probably be around 90. I have no reason to think that. It's just that's where. But like if someone's like, yeah, I got an engine from a junkyard. Okay, 90,000 miles.
That seems fair.
Sure. Why not?
I don't know. So,
anyways, that's what I got. That's my life.
Yeah, that sucks, Robbie.
Fuck my life.
I'll have a mechanic update next week.
All right.
So
hopefully yours
tune in.
Is super smooth and no.
Depends on which YouTube video you watch.
Oh yeah. That's helped. So like, yeah, there's not really a good factory service manual just available to the public yet for this one.
No, probably not.
Not like the Z where I can just like get the whole thing.
Right.
So I bought the Haynes manual and that was
useless.
Yup. I mean, it was.
Oh no, they're totally
literally
useless.
nothing.
They're. I mean, for the most part, those are like common sense.
Oh yeah.
Teardown manuals. They're not useful.
Yeah, like it didn't give me any information on like the order in which to like remove things or like where things are. So like there's someone has a decent write up, at least gives you the order, which would like a sanity check of like how like the order in which to do the DoD delete kit. So like yeah, I think the Mishimoto had a nice video to show how to like replace their radiator with a Mishimoto radiator, and I was like, well, I'll skim through that so I can just see like what I'm missing here. Oh yeah, okay. Here's the order.
Yeah.
So that made things a little quick and easy for the radiator.
Oh, because you had to pull that all out, didn't you?
Yeah, because otherwise I can't fit the cam in.
Were you able to not take apart any of the air conditioning system?
Yeah, so the compressor is disconnected because the compressor attaches to the bracket that holds the alternator on, so that all has to come off.
Right.
So the alternator's off and the bracket's off, and then the AC compressor is just
kind of laying down
off out of the way.
So you don't have to like recharge the AC.
No, and the condenser is just detached from the radiator, sitting in front, and it has flex lines.
Right. Yeah.
So I can I can at least move it up and out of the way to get the cam in, and then I can go right back where it needs to be.
Okay.
So
that's good.
That's nice.
Yeah, because that would have been.
I would have been so mad. My only complaint about the Focus is that it has an AC leak so bad that it leaks refrigerant out faster than you can fill it. So I have no air conditioning, and I'm not going to fix it.
That must be either during or most likely during or post engine swap.
I would assume.
Because it used to work fine.
Oh, yeah. Well, maybe something's just not connected. So
or tight.
Yeah. No, I tried charging it, and it like you could just like, and then it just like. I'm like, oh.
Can't you get ones that have dye?
No, this one had dye in it, so I guess I can go looking for it.
Yeah.
But that's not a priority right now at all.
No, because it's fucking 40 degrees outside. It was 80 here yesterday.
I know it was.
It's 40 today.
Yep. It sucks. So maybe I'll get so caught up with like being like yard work, daily driver, the Z, the NPO. Maybe everything will be to a point where it's just like good, and I'll be like, what am I going to do with my time? That's when I'll fix.
Robbie, why would you put that on yourself?
That's when I'll fix the Focus further and focus
Things
on.
never get to that point, Robbie.
That's why the creature comforts are not a priority. I can sweat it out coming home from work every once in a while.
So talk to me in July.
I'd drive the 240 in July. I didn't care. I'd have sweaty back. It don't matter.
I guess for me, like your job situation is different than mine. Like
I would like if I had to travel. That's totally different.
Not just that, but like I spend all day dying of heat.
Right.
I want to cool down and relax on my way home.
Oh no! See, mine's just like a 20-minute drive.
Right, but you spent all day in a
air conditioning either the workshop or a desk.
But it's climate controlled.
Yes.
So it's not that big a deal.
Right.
Yeah.
So, and usually, like I'm like, let's say it's a day that I don't have a bunch of shit going on. I'd go to the gym. I'm already kind of sweaty. Just jump in the car, go home.
Yeah.
So I can live with a commuter car that doesn't have AC.
Right, I suppose. For the amount of money you have in it, who cares?
Exactly.
Fucking Robbie.
But I do. I've been singing its praises all week.
It's not in my driveway. That's all that matters. It's all that matters. So, should we play a game?
We have a game, and before we do that, I want to say that this game is presented by Apex Pro. ApexTrackCoach.com. If you want to work on getting faster on track, Apex Pro is the way to go. They also are the official motorsports app of 1010's Podcast. So if you want to get a feel for what their data is and like what its capabilities are, you can download it for free and use it kind of like like one of those lap timers that you can download on your phone. This is probably the best one that's also free, and you can put it in your car and just use that. It won't be as accurate, obviously, because it's not using the data system, but it will use your phone, and it will give you an idea of the the type of capabilities that the app is capable of. So you also can do the subscription. You can get crew view. You can follow along with people that are on track with their own Apex Pros, and then the level of data that you can get for the entry-level price of like a Gen 1 or a Gen 2, it can't be beat by anybody else. And if you want to get the Gen 2, you can use the code 10tenths, and you can get 10% off when you get that and the window mount. And then also, if you want to do coaching, Andrew is a wonderful coach, and I still need to schedule time with him because we had time scheduled, and then he had a baby, and he's got to be a parent first. I get it. So, but we'll
get me started, Robbie.
Yeah, so we'll get that rescheduled before Road America. You should get me all prepped up for it. So, but if you want to do that before your event or like a data review after an event, Andrew's perfect for that. Coaching is available. You can shop for that on the website. That's apextrackcoach.com.
I have like a small list of things that I want to talk to Andrew about.
Sounds like a podcast.
Like for a podcast at some point. We need to do that sometime.
Let me get my coaching in first.
That's fair.
And then let's do it.
Yeah,
Actually, I'll reach out to him.
I have a few things.
Both.
I have a few things I want to ask him about.
Okay.
Things that you would appreciate.
Yeah, I got to reach out to him for a couple of things. So
I kind of want to like talk to somebody who knows, and Andrew would know. So you, for the most part, your on-track experience has been time attack.
Me?
Yes.
We're about.
And then you've kind of here in the last year or so, you've transitioned to more of a wheel-to-wheel situation. So like, how do you treat being on track differently from a driver perspective, from time attack or qualifying to a sprint race to an endurance race? Like, what are the things that, you should focus on and stuff like that? And then I have a couple questions about how to decide what the best line is through a couple of different corners that I've never really been very good at figuring out.
I have like 13 books over there.
I don't want to read. I don't like reading, Robbie. I want to listen to it on a podcast.
Oh, I got a bunch of books about it.
That sounds terrible.
They're good. They have pictures that visualize it.
I like
it's
pictures.
Super helpful.
I like pictures. But you know what I like more? Spoken word.
Just tell me what to do.
Yeah.
That's fair.
And then I'll ignore it completely and do it how I want.
Yeah, of course.
And I'll be fucking terrible at it, and then it'll be your fault. But that's not the point, Robbie.
Yep. Everyone needs a scapegoat.
Yeah, absolutely. My coach, what a joke.
Yeah. He told me to do this.
Yeah.
Why are you taking that line? Because they told me to do it.
Right.
That's the line they took. They said it was fast.
Exactly. So, anyway.
Yeah. This is your game?
Sort of, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know why this hit me, but one day this just kind of like out of the blue came to my head that would be kind of funny to do, say something nice. So the concept is I give you an automotive related thing, a car part, a car or parts manufacturer, maybe a person inside of the automotive community.
Okay.
That I know you're not a particular fan of.
Okay.
And you have to come up with something nice. So like an example that's not in the car community, an extreme example that everybody can understand. Adolf Hitler. Say something nice.
Right. You're
No. Like I don't know that there is.
I don't really want to do that one.
No, but that's the idea, right? It's pretty hard to come up with something as controversially or as universally disliked in the car world.
Yep.
But that's the extreme example idea of where this.
I assumed that the entire point was trying to set a trap.
I don't have any specific trap.
Okay.
But like,
I was like,
this isn't like where I made you pick, where I tried to come up with a way to make you choose an Audi TT.
Right.
But it may be part of it. I don't know. We'll see.
Okay. That's fair. I tried to come up with a few.
Yeah. You go first, Robbie.
I got a good list.
We'll trade back and forth.
Okay. Coming off of an episode that we clearly, or lack thereof, last week. We've said "fuck the fans" a handful of times on this episode, specifically.
Jesus Christ, are you really,
Adam? I want you to say something nice about the fans.
Okay. I see how this is. I mean, honestly, in all reality,
wait. Do I? Are these like judged? So if I say one that's not good enough, you have to say try again.
No, I wasn't planning on it.
Okay, we can do that though.
I mean, you're just gonna make this harder than it needs to be.
Hey, you didn't make up the rules.
I kind of did though.
But there weren't any rules.
Well, no, there never are, Robbie. It's part of the fun.
All right. Something nice about the fans.
But like in all reality, I don't know that I've ever come across a more encouraging and helpful and friendly group of people as a whole Like, I've never once met someone who regularly listens to this podcast that's not a person I'd want to hang out with.
That's
You know what I mean?
very true.
And they're just, I mean, in like all seriousness, if there was anything that I needed from any one of them, I have no doubt in my mind that they would absolutely do anything and everything they could to
be helpful.
Right. And they've been wildly supportive of one of the dumbest things in the entire world in so many ways, and like literally couldn't be more thankful for all the things that have come our way because of the idiots that listen to this show.
No, like if I post something on any group,
Yeah.
not the podcast group on Facebook, like
Yeah.
let's say like I comment on something on Facebook,
Right.
and I see I've been replied to, my first response before I've even seen what it is what does this fucking asshole have to say? But if it's
fair.
in the podcast group,
Yeah.
I don't get that.
No.
I'll roll my eyes like, okay, now who's giving me shit?
Yeah,
but like
absolutely.
like if I have a legitimate question, like, hey, I need help with something,
Yeah.
it's gonna get support that it needs.
Yeah.
That, or I'll get cold messaged from somebody that was listening to a show and they're like, hey, you mentioned this, and then they're like, here's what worked for me, or like some advice, and like
Yeah.
it's always like super, super helpful.
Yeah.
Like Clayton Fitzpatrick went out of his way to write this really long email one time where he's just talking about like getting into wheel-to-wheel racing and like some of the stuff that worked for him, what didn't, things to focus on, and just like he spent time.
Yeah.
And it was so nice.
Yeah. He was at Coda.
Oh yeah. Yes, he
Yeah, I
was.
hung out with him.
Yep. Super nice guy.
Very nice guy. So, he has a bright green Corvette now.
Nice.
It's bright green.
Nice. I like that.
Yeah.
Say something nice about his bright green Corvette.
It's very eye-catching.
That's good.
I bet we've talked about this before. Picking a car color for a car that's a car that's specifically a track car or something like that that is catching on camera.
Yep. It has to be a bright color.
Right.
But black cars look great. They do not photograph well on
They
track.
don't photograph well on track. No.
Not at all.
But like red cars,
Very well.
real bright yellows, bright greens, blues. They have to be
some
bright
blues.
blues, though, not dark blues.
No,
It's
some
got to be
blues.
really vivid, bright colors. They photograph well.
Yep.
And so then you're going to end up in that stuff more often.
Yeah, there's a reason.
It's very eye-catching, Robbie.
But yeah,
Even if I don't particularly love the shade, it's quite eye-catching.
that's nice.
You're welcome.
What do you got?
Okay. Electric vehicles.
That's it. Just I have to say something nice.
Say
about
something nice, Robbie. EVs.
It seems really nice to be able to drive in quietness.
Yes.
So I would like driving to my commute or driving to some place. Let's say I had to drive to, I don't know, something within range. Across town. let's say I had to let's say for the Dyno Day, because we did the Dyno Day for Mid
Yeah,
FTT
there you go.
a couple weeks ago. Let's say I had to drive from Des Moines to Ames and back. It's 100 miles.
Yeah, it's about an hour.
Yeah, 100 miles total back there and back. That's good podcast listen time.
Yeah.
Or phone call making time.
Right.
If you want to be social.
It's gross.
I know, whatever. But I bet it's super great to do that in an electric vehicle because you
It
get
probably is.
you get almost no outside noise. You're not fighting with any. Like it's. I bet it's awesome to have a phone call
Right.
over Bluetooth in an electric car,
Right.
or listening to a podcast.
That is one thing that like Matt Farah, who I'm not like the biggest fan of in the world, but he likes a lot of things about cars that I like about cars.
Oh yeah,
Like he likes cars for their
quirkiness.
being eccentric and terrible at times. Like, okay, he owns a Countach, so we're clearly on a different level of eccentric and terrible cars.
Yeah, but
like
objectively, it's still
right, yeah. And that's one of the things that he'll always talk about with EV cars
Okay.
is that they're, especially like if you're stuck in traffic, they're quiet, they're smooth, they're not rough. So like if you're really stuck in traffic, if you're dead stopped on the interstate, it's not sitting there idling and it's just
you're sitting there.
There.
Yeah, I'll give you that. Well, even the what's it called? The Mira? No, not the Mira. The Toyota hydrogen car.
Oh God,
I always want to say Mira, and I know it's not right.
Yeah, it's a very strange name.
Similar to that though.
Yep, it's somewhere in there.
Anyways, the Toyota hydrogen car.
Yeah.
It had electric motors, so it was very similar to that.
Yep.
So I was impressed with it.
Yeah, I'm sure.
For the comfort.
I've never been in one. An electric car.
I don't think I've ever been in a proper electric car, like a Tesla or.
I've definitely never been in a Tesla.
Like a Rimac.
I saw a Rivian here in Des Moines.
Oh shit!
Yeah, the truck, the R1T, the Rivian truck.
I would like to see one.
There was one driving down the road in Des Moines. So
neat.
There's not very many of them in the public hands at this point in time. So I thought it was wild that there's one just cruising through Waukee.
No, that's one of those cars that I would notice.
Of course, it's in the Waukee, West Des Moines area.
Yep.
That tracks.
Somebody left the Audi dealer today with whatever the Mercedes SLS supercar thing.
Yeah.
And he just like overtook the Focus, and I was like, "Hey,
bye!" Can't do anything about that. Bye.
But that's another car that I bet
overtook the Focus. Really flexing on them hoes, wasn't he?
He was kind of side.
Put you in your place, didn't they, Robbie?
Yeah, he was side eyeing me.
You think you got something hot in there in your fucking Ford Focus?
I'll turn right into you, boy.
Joke's on him because you got way less money than that. You care way less about it.
Oh yeah, that's the best part.
You'll cut him off in traffic.
Doesn't matter to me. The insurance payout will greatly exceed what's happening to that car. Adam, I would like you to say something nice about the Hummer's crabbing ability.
Oh, Jesus, what the fuck? I'm sure that it's handy in tight parking situations.
Actually, I had a picture, but now I can't find it.
It's literally a crab.
It's a picture of Hummer.
Is that really the emblem? The picture of a crab?
No.
Oh God, I hope not.
Is it?
I hope not.
I've never looked, honestly.
I think it would be. Oh, I'll bet it does bitchin' donuts.
Probably.
Yeah.
It doesn't have like a million torque.
Oh, I'm sure. There was an all electric Audi sports car ish prototype that could do perfect circle donuts.
Huh.
Because each wheel had its own motor.
Yep.
And so it could skid steer essentially. And they could do perfect donuts with it. I'll bet that thing does bitchin' donuts.
I bet it does too.
Like real tight radius bitchin' donuts. That'd be pretty cool.
I'd watch that.
Yeah.
And be quiet.
I'd do it. Yeah.
You just hear tire noise.
Just tire noise and smoke. It smells so good.
Yep.
Still one of my favorite smells.
Burning rubber?
Yeah.
I do, but once it gets like in my eyes, like the rubber from like a drift.
Burn my eyes, Robbie. I love it. It's nothing better than tire smoke and nitromethane fumes.
I won't disagree with any of that.
So, all right, Robbie. Say something nice about displacement on demand.
You son of a bitch. Oh, you son of a bitch. I said a lot of things earlier, Adam. It's nice to be able to save gas on the interstate drive.
Do you think it's noticeably different?
Is 1 or 2 miles per gallon a noticeable difference?
I mean, I suppose over the life of the vehicle, I suppose.
Yes, that would be nice.
My 6.6 that I have in my work truck, which is a 3/4 ton.
Yep.
I'm lucky if I get 11 to 11.5 miles to gallon. So yeah, 1 or 2 miles over, that miles per gallon on that would be that's a 10% increase. That's not a small.
Yeah. I mean, I don't remember if I had. I think I did. I think I had DOD on, still enabled, when I hit the record, when I hit like my 26.5 or whatever, the highest that it's ever done.
Yeah.
I want to say it was still activated then, and then without it, like V8 all the time. I'm averaging like 18. So, but I wasn't averaging 26. You know, that was just an anomaly day with the tailwind.
Yeah, a good tailwind and the right temperature and barometric pressure.
And the tank of gas I had was just tops,
just
you know?
Right there.
Yep. So, but if we want to go that route and say, like, let's say I was averaging 23.
Okay.
You know, for the most part.
Yeah.
And then now I dropped it down to 17 or 18.
Right.
That's a noticeable difference.
That is a noticeable difference. So especially over that's probably got like a 500-mile range.
Yeah, 400.
That's not a small amount.
Yeah, because the Avalanche had 4 more gallons in the tank than the Silverado does.
Jesus.
Which is annoying.
How many?
23, I think, is what I fill up usually.
In the Silverado?
Yeah, and the Avalanche I could fill up 27.
I could put 32 in my 3/4 ton.
That'd be nice.
Which is really dumb.
That's a lot of fuel.
It hurts. It hurts real bad.
Yeah, but it's nice when you don't have to stop as often.
I do because I only get 11 miles to the gallon.
But imagine how often you would stop if you had 10 less.
I know, it'd be the worst. If I have a day where I go from my house to the shop to like Davenport back to my house again, that's a full like tank and a quarter.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I can't make it home. I got to stop and put gas in the truck.
Wow.
That's rough.
See,
and I do that like probably 2 or 3 times a month. I'd make that route.
Okay. Yeah, so like when I drove home last weekend, I drove from Des Moines, or coming, to Hull, which is like 220 miles.
Yeah, something like
then
that.
I drove from Hull to Sheldon, which is 15.
Yep.
Then Sheldon to Sioux Falls, which is 60.
Yeah, probably, yeah.
And then I drove from Sioux Falls, like around Sioux Falls, to get go to Wes's, but he's only like 4 miles from Josh. And then I drove back to Rock Valley before I filled up. So I mean,
that's not bad.
That's not bad at all.
It's not bad.
Didn't do so well coming back.
It's because of that DOD, though.
No, it was deactivated.
Oh, you just shut it off?
I've had it shut off for at least a year.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, because that's part of the upgrade. You have to have the tuner that shuts it off.
No, I figured that, but like I didn't know that you just had shut it off.
Oh yeah, I shut it off as soon as I bought. Like that's literally the only thing I bought it for. Like I have just a stock tune, and then I shut off.
Were you like hoping that might avoid a problem?
I was hoping it would make it last a little longer.
Prolong a problem?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, at 85,000 miles, I was hoping it wasn't going to be a problem yet.
Right. That's fair.
Yeah. Because even the Avalanche made it to 150.
Yeah. Well, what are you going to do? So.
All right. Adam.
Yeah.
I want you.
I hate the look on your face.
To say something nice.
Okay.
About Booney.
I mean, not to sound like a broken record, but Booney has on many, many occasions offered to go way above and beyond to help me accomplish many different things. Getting the Omni back on the road, even offered monetary assistance in that, which I steadfastly refused.
Of course.
But, still, one of the most genuinely good humans I've probably ever met.
Yes.
So, as much shit as I love to give to him, I have no doubt that, he'd cross oceans to help a person that he cares for. So.
Very true.
Yeah. So. It's a dick move, though, Robbie.
I know.
He put you up to that, didn't he?
No.
Whatever.
We definitely we weren't talking about this before I came over here.
All right. Here's an easier one. But I'm just kind of interested in what you might say.
Okay.
Say something nice about drag racing. Because it's not really your thing.
It's not, no, but it's, there was a time that I thought it might be. So
okay.
I think that like that feeling of just like that acceleration of just being thrown into the back of your seat and just like going for it.
Right.
That's right up there with the best feelings in the world.
Like my dad says, drag racing for him is about the burnout and the launch, and everything else is just circumstantial.
Right. No, it's like when I talked about driving the NP01.
Uh-huh.
If I could put that feeling into a shot and put it in my arm, I would do it.
Right.
that same feeling of like that launch and just taking off.
Yeah.
That's a similar feeling.
Oh yeah, for sure. For sure.
So that's why you get excited about drag racing.
Yeah.
Because that's the feeling, man. And then from a spectator standpoint, you get it. It's right. It's
so much better.
Right in front of you.
And it's constantly changing.
You see it all. And I mean, even if it's air quote repetitive, it's still never the same.
Right.
Because like I sat and watched an entire night of, I think we're in Las Vegas. They had the 4 wides.
Oh, nice.
Top Fuels 4 wide or whatever.
Hell yeah.
I was interested. I watched the whole thing through the commercials and everything.
Isn't that wild? Yeah. 4 wide.
4 wide.
Shit's crazy.
There's like 2 in the country that do that, right?
Out of control.
Yeah. Just crazy.
There's one there, and I think the one in like South Carolina or something like that.
Yeah.
One in Vegas, and the other, I think it's in South Carolina. It's in the South.
It's for sure in South Carolina, Adam.
It's in the South. The actual South. Not like Ohio's the Midwest, but like the actual South.
Proper South.
Right.
Yeah.
So.
I got one, Adam.
Okay.
I want you to say something nice about the way drifters spend all winter making their cars show quality and then smash it at the first event.
What? Oh. That's the most specific thing.
But I know it bothers you.
I mean, yeah, I guess.
But I want you to say something nice.
But you gotta respect the drive and effort, despite knowing it's futile. Like,
I mean, yes,
you gotta respect that. I don't know what else to say.
Yeah, I mean, there's the amount of work that a drifter puts in between events to make it look pretty.
To make a car look good for 30 fucking seconds. Like, they can't even get, half the time, they can't even get it off the trailer without breaking something. Because they're too fucking low.
Yep. But you know it's going to look good for the pictures at the start of the event.
Looks
every time.
Yeah. That's fair. Along those same vein.
Oh, here we go.
Say something nice about stance cars.
What?
I tried to think of some, like anyone that I gave you, if it was a thing that both of us are not huge fans of, I tried to have an answer so I knew that there would be one.
That's fair.
I have an answer for that just in case. So, say something nice about stance cars. Like, I mean, extreme stance
like
cars.
Scraping the ground.
And like
wheels
40 degrees of negative camera. Like the whole thing.
The zero fucks Miata.
Yeah, exactly.
Something like that.
Yes.
This is great podcasting, all this dead air.
It's funny though. Because everybody else is going, oh fuck man.
Yeah, how would I answer this? So like any show car, you have to appreciate the effort put in to be at that level of build.
Yeah.
So like to get your wheels to do negative 20 degrees camber.
Right.
You don't just
set them in.
No, you don't just loosen some bolts and slap it over.
Nope.
You have to like have things.
There's some real
fabricated
engineering put into
to make it do that.
Yeah. Just like a well-built donk.
Yes.
I may not like the whole design aesthetic, but you have to respect the engineering and fabrication that went into building it.
That and then it's all that work is going to just eventually scrape out the bottom of that car.
Just like drifters.
So you got to be planning ahead.
Just like drifters, putting all that work into making their car look pretty.
Yep.
You're just going to wipe it out.
Yep.
But you're still there, man.
All right, yeah. So the effort to make the wheels do that.
Yeah.
Not easy.
No. You got to respect the engineering and fabrication they put into it.
Yep.
Even if you don't get the end result.
Yep.
It's still kind of impressive that they're able to figure out a way to do it. So, what do you got next for me, Robbie? What sort of bullshit? Oh, Jesus fucking Christ.
You didn't even hear it. I didn't say it yet.
You don't have to. I can see the goddamn picture.
Adam.
Robbie.
I want you to say something nice about the Fit being the go-to track car in Sunday Cup and not only everywhere. I want you to say something nice about how the Fit is the go-to track car.
Reliability.
Okay.
So, I mean, kind of a hallmark thing about Time Attack is having a car that really fucking brakes.
All the time.
Like, you're either going to go fast or you're going to blow something up.
Yep. Checkers are wreckers.
Right. That's Time Attack, right? In a nutshell, that's Time Attack.
Yep.
A couple weeks ago, we had the World Time Attack Challenge. Like, one of the pro cars made one lap and then dropped a valve. Like, I think he dropped a valve coming into the front straightaway and put it through the finish line anyway.
Yep.
Because the cabin started filling with smoke. And, no records were broken. And, like, by all accounts, that race, we waited 2 years for a total failure. By all accounts,
Yep,
because nobody went any faster.
Yep.
And that was almost all due to, like, those cars just kind of, they're either the fastest things in the world or they're broken in the pits. And, there is something to be said about being able to just go out there and beat the living piss out of your car and literally be able to drive it home without changing anything.
Yeah.
And then bring it back the next weekend to do the same thing all over again.
That, or you see one with 300,000 miles on the chassis.
Yeah.
And you're like, yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
It'll do a whole season. No problem.
Yeah. Brakes and tires.
Yep.
And I mean, like, you just got to put brakes and tires on it at the beginning of the season.
Yeah, never think about it again.
No. So it's ridiculous what those guys put their cars through, and those cars keep going. Like the number of failures, because even in in GLTC, most of those cars you're not asking that much out of.
No, yeah. So most of the engines are detuned. Like yeah.
You're not asking, and like the races are short.
Yep.
The races are shorter than a Time Attack session.
Yeah.
In all reality, Sunday Cup guys are spending more time on track than GLTC drivers.
Yeah.
And
most
they
of
probably
them
don't do as many laps.
Yeah, the
distance
distance
traveled is probably not quite the same, but the time on track is greater.
Yeah.
So and even in GLTC, they can't claim reliability at the level that a Fit can.
Yeah, but nobody can.
Well, we're going to find that out this year because there are a few
non-fits.
Yeah, there was a non-fit. There was a Cobalt. There was a. This annoys me. If you're listening to this, you know I love you. There was a Cobalt at NOLA. No, not NOLA. AMP.
Oh, yeah.
That's the word I'm looking for. Yep. AMP. There was a Cobalt there, a base model. I think he has a gold pass, and he's going to a couple of events this year. Has a decent amount of development put into the car. Like, it could be a contender. It's the car I've wanted to see or build myself.
Yes.
He blew up the engine.
No. No.
Yeah.
So much for that.
It was like a 200,000-mile car.
Yeah, I mean,
when
we have an engine with that many miles, it's just a ticking time bomb.
Yeah.
But
so,
dang it.
Yeah, but I know there's a handful of minis out there.
Yep.
That I think we'll see this year.
Did they close the loophole on the NA Miata?
Not yet. No,
they haven't.
No,
man.
Despite
I am surprised that loophole's still
despite
open.
Me campaigning for it, Adam and Abe still continue to think they're like, well. If it becomes a problem, we'll make a rule for it.
I remember Eric called me before, I think it was Alpine last year. He was like, I'm thinking about getting an NA Miata and then just running it in Sunday Cup because I feel like that's a ringer. I was like, yeah, you saw that too, huh?
Yeah. It is my belief in all power to weight ratio classes that when power to weight is exactly the same and all other things are taken out of it,
yep.
Gearing and aero aside,
yep.
that the only thing that matters is your ability to have a higher minimum cornering speed than the next guy. And in theory, to me, a double wishbone car should be able to maintain a higher minimum speed than a McPherson strut and stick axle car, like a Fit.
Yeah.
So, and some people have even... some of the diehard Sunday Cuppers have even suggested this, that they make it a front wheel drive stick rear axle only class. A McPherson strut only class.
Yeah, I think that's probably
And
the right way to go, in my opinion.
yeah, because then we're not going to have somebody show up with a CRX or an EF hatch or something like that could could be kind of the front wheel drive Miata ringer for that class. And part of me understands why Adam and Abe haven't necessarily made that rule, because the rule book's been open like this for how many years and no one's ever bothered. So why make rules for cars that don't exist? But at the same time, I'd be real upset if I built a car and came out and just fucking smoked everybody, and they go, well, turns out that was a loophole we should have closed, and so now your car's illegal.
Yeah. That is the problem. That's what it's going to take to close.
I don't
the
like
loophole.
reactionary rulemaking when it's something that you could proactively see as being a problem. I understand that there are times where you just can't make a bulletproof rule book, and someone's going to find a loophole.
Yeah, it's impossible to make a perfect rule book.
Right. No, but so
Okay. What do you got?
Station wagons.
Station wagons.
Yeah.
Are so practical.
They are practical.
They're so practical.
This was kind of a softball one.
Yep.
But I still wanted to hear it. It's good for my soul.
I can fit comfortably 5 people,
maybe
even 6 people,
so much stuff.
because of a bench seat in the front. I prefer a bench seat.
I think it was a Volvo's. Maybe some station wagon at some point in time. Maybe it was a Mercedes Benz. I don't remember. Doesn't matter. Rear facing fold away seat.
Yep. That's not something you can do anymore.
That's a thing. That's not true. The Tesla Model S had it for a little while.
Did they really?
Yeah, I don't know how that worked, but there was some sort of rear facing seat option.
Oh, weird. That's super weird.
I think it was the Model S. Maybe it was their SUV.
Yeah, but having a nice big station wagon, it's like you could fit your family.
Yeah.
And friends.
Yeah.
And an entire stack of lumber. And then just go about your day. It's so practical.
Yeah.
Are you happy?
I am a little bit. Yeah. Yeah. There were a couple of things I had on this list that were self-serving. I knew that
I assume the entire list was self-serving.
Well, I knew that you were just going to say, "Oh, it's practical," but I still wanted to hear it, Robbie.
Yep.
I needed to hear it.
I understand. It's like any time that Jess tells me that I was right, I need to.
I
hear
already
it.
knew I was right.
I knew I was, but I didn't need you to
tell me that.
I need you to
but
acknowledge
I needed to hear it.
Yeah, I need you to acknowledge that I was right.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know I was right.
Absolutely. I get it.
All right. Adam.
Okay.
I want you to say something nice about the exhaust note of the Mustang GT 500.
I mean, it's got a chop.
At idle.
You didn't say it full tilt, Robbie. You didn't say it at 170 miles an hour down the front straight of Road America. You said, say something nice about the exhaust note. And at idle, it sounds wonderful.
I'll give you that. Anything else is mind bleeding.
Yeah, it's at best annoyance. But at idle, it's great.
It does idle nice.
I bet they sound great on a cold start.
Not if you're the next door neighbor trying to sleep.
Nah, fuck that guy. I bet I'll sleep through it.
Well, it's like the GTO. My neighbors had to be so happy when that thing got sold. I drove it to work all the time. 6 a.m, firing it up.
Yeah.
She had a rowdy start.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Not unlike a GT 500.
Yeah. So, all right. I'm running out here. Robbie.
I got 2. I got 2 more, and then we're done.
Say something nice about Audi. You had to know it was coming.
I assume.
You had to know this was coming.
I was trying to think of something around that.
I gave you the whole brand. I didn't single it out. I could have said, RS7 or Audi TT, first gen Audi TT specifically, because the second and third gens I think are
uglier.
Are they?
Well, no,
I don't like the second gen. The third gen.
The third gen looks good
The third gen is the best one
because they did the right thing by making it want to be like a mini
R8.
R8.
Yeah,
And the R8 is an objectively beautiful car.
Oh,
It is.
is that a nice thing? Did you just said there?
Yeah, I think so. It's a beautiful car.
All right.
And I think it'd be a blast to drive.
Oh, there's no way it isn't.
And the TT performance.
Back in the day, like the best R8
Yeah.
is a first gen R8 with the V8.
Not the V10?
Not the V10.
Okay.
Because you could get it with a gated manual shifter.
Yeah, that's
And
that gated. It's like sex, man. Just
click, just that like positive engagement.
that, yeah, like the bolt action on a
Yeah.
rifle. You know, just
Doesn't get any better.
That's someone described the shifter on the 350Z, the torque solution shifter, like bolt action, and like I can't think of a better way to describe it because it really is just like.
If somebody were to describe that,
so good.
I would buy that.
Yeah, bolt action.
Yeah.
And then
That sounds I'm not even that much of a gun guy. That sounds fantastic.
Then someone went as far as to say, if you miss gears with this shifter, it's your fault. And then now I feel really bad every time I do. I was like, no, it was my fault. They said so.
Damn it. So, Audi, the R8, huh? That's what you got?
I like the R8. It's a beautiful car.
Okay.
And the TT performs well on track.
I'll let you have
when
that
it's
one.
when it's running, the TT performs well.
The third gen.
Even the first one,
No.
it didn't.
No, it's an understeering pig.
Oh, okay. Well, it performed well on the street at
It was fun.
not aggressive. Oh, what's what we're looking for? Spirited.
Yeah.
It was a great spirited
Oh,
car.
it was a fun car for sure. It's an understeering pig, though.
Adam,
Robbie.
I want you to say something nice about our dear friend,
Oh, no.
podcast listener,
Okay.
Petrobox enthusiast, Mid-Eastern E-Man. Previous guest on the show.
Great taste in cars. Except for his S chassis love.
I think he's got a decent amount of cars that you would disagree with.
Except for his S chassis love.
What else are you to see?
I don't hate 350Zs.
That's right.
Actually, I was very pro 350Z. As far
That's right.
Because I actually like the VQ exhaust note in certain situations.
In the right exhaust.
Right. Yeah, I think it's, and I actually really like the 350Z. Of the two cars that were made on that chassis, the Z and the G35, the Z is definitely the better car.
Oh, far and away.
Yeah, I'm pro 350Z. I love his I think it's actually a 280. That one right there on the wall
Yeah,
behind
the
me.
280Z.
Yeah, I love it. And
Same.
when he had the RB in it with the ITBs on it, the naturally aspirated, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
super cool.
Any engine that goes in there that's not that engine is the wrong engine.
That's where I'm at on it too,
Yep.
for sure.
It's wonderful.
Because I think at one point he was talking about putting a VQ in there. Even
no.
I'm like, bro,
No.
get it, and don't turbocharge it.
Nope.
Leave it alone, for sure.
Yeah. I mean, you don't want to track that, honestly. You don't.
He's going to.
You don't want to.
I agree.
But that's on the list of cars that like I would own and do like kind of some racy things to it, but I wouldn't even think about putting on track.
Yeah.
It's just not my thing.
Yeah.
All right. Do you have any more?
I have 1.5 more. I have one that I thought of while we've been sitting here that I think would be kind of funny, but it's really not that hard. And then I have one that
All right, perfect. I got one left.
Carburetors.
Carburetors. Some of the best cars ever
Okay.
had carburetors.
I'm not sure that that's saying something good about the carburetor as much as it is about the vehicle.
Being able to tune your car with a screwdriver,
Even if you're doing it poorly.
even if doing it poorly, would be nice to have that kind of control.
Yeah, yeah. To me, there's nothing better than the sound, the intake noise. Most of the time, I like a good induction noise more so than I like a good exhaust note.
I'll give you that for sure.
And I think carburetors really accentuate, in the right situation, they really accentuate induction noise.
Oh yeah, there's a reason older race cars sound better.
Oh God, I love it.
Like You would take the same type of engine now with fuel injection, and it's just it doesn't have the soul. It doesn't sound the same. You have to have like a really high strung, over the top, ridiculous engine to kind of get that same feeling.
Yeah.
But like, fuck, any V6 and V8 from the 60s. Man,
dude, my Omni.
It was cool.
My Omni, I mean, it's a 4-cylinder. Like, it's one of the lamest engines. It doesn't rev out. It's not particularly great sounding, but it's so
awesome.
Cool. You open that, has like 2 carburetors under there. It's like, bro, those are cool.
Yes.
Multi-carb setups. It doesn't get better. They're so cool.
I won't disagree.
So they have a presence. You don't open the hood and go, dude, check out that fuel injection system. Nobody says that.
Nobody ever.
So, yeah.
Yep. Last one, Adam.
Okay.
This one's from our friend.
Okay. Which friend?
E-Man.
Oh, God.
He wants to know, or he wants you to say something nice about your people.
My people?
Your people.
My people.
Yep. He wants you to say something nice about the Mopar people that leave their lip guards on their cars.
You know, I can appreciate that they're trying to protect their investment.
Seems nice.
That might be tongue-in-cheek. I don't know. I really like the new Chargers.
Oh, yeah. I always have.
Yeah, they're good-looking cars. The
Yep.
newest one, the newest versions, like the first one left something to be desired.
It was almost there.
The facelifted versions moving forward.
The wide bodies.
Oh, man.
The wide bodies are where it was at for me.
Wide bodies are cool. Hellcats are cool.
Yep.
They're also kind of lame.
Yeah, like
but they're also kind of cool.
Not a fan of like the drifts or the drag setup. I wasn't a fan of that. But like, yeah,
The Demon.
yeah, that wasn't my thing.
Still think the 392 is one of the coolest cars you can buy today.
I'll give you that.
It's cooler than the Hellcat, even if it's slower.
My coworker has a Hellcat. He's had a couple.
Yeah.
He always get the
Yeah.
wide body and all the cool shit on
Yep.
it. And like it's
got a
nice.
presence.
It's nice.
Yeah.
It demands your attention.
Yeah.
And he never does burnouts or like wraps it out for me. Every time he's like, we're leaving work at the same time, I'll like spit, have my fingers do the circle. I'm like,
Yeah.
like, or put my hand to my ear.
Yeah. Why can't I hear any Supercharger whine?
Come on.
Come on, man.
Just won't do it.
Yeah.
But yeah, he loves that car. Babies it, takes good care of it, drives it every day. Doesn't matter. Rain, snow, whatever.
Good. That's what a car's for.
It's a very nice car.
Yeah. So, I got one more.
This one's a doozy, isn't it?
It's kind of funny.
Okay.
No, I don't think it's really that bad. Like, I think I know how you're going to answer it, but it's more just like a throwback. Makes me giggle. Say something nice about Nissan's SR20.
And Nissan's SR20.
Uh-huh. I saw your pause there because you thought I was going to say CVT.
I was. I was preparing for a
But
CVT.
there's no upside, Robbie.
There
like
isn't.
I said, I had to have something I could say good or I wasn't going to give it to you.
That's fair.
What am I mean,
No, I get that.
that's why I didn't make any Subaru related comments or
I am surprised we went through the whole episode without a single Subaru comment.
I mean, I had to make one.
Yep. The SR20 though, with the nice, like a turbo setup where you can hear hear the blow off valve.
Yeah.
That's so fucking cool.
Yeah.
With not with like a really loud exhaust. Like the HKS exhaust was good. So like the SR20, turned up even though the reliability was dog shit, for at least for me. But like an SR20 turned up and just like running through its paces.
Yeah.
That's a good sounding engine.
Like you said, Robbie, don't open it.
My experience was as soon as you opened it up, you had nothing but problems.
Yeah.
But I'm sure someone that was better at tuning, that was that had more knowledge. At I was like what 20 at the time.
Yeah.
Someone that knew more about cars or knew more about that engine probably would have had way better luck than I would have. Potentially.
I mean, people have clearly.
Yeah, people have been drift pros in them.
Right. Yeah.
So I mean, they put 1,000 horsepower SR20s.
But I mean, some people have good luck with rotaries. So
yeah.
I mean, takes all kinds.
Yep. But no, I liked the SR20. I just got sick of that.
At one point, you said you'd never take it out and put an LS in.
I did, and then I got sick of it. And
Those were words that came out of your mouth on this podcast.
prove it. No.
It's not even that hard.
I know.
Actually, I have a list because I went back a while ago. I went back and listened to like every single show we ever put out, and I made a list for clip shows.
Oh, that's right, because we're going to do an episode where we have to defend our own statements.
No, I wanted to do people have asked me a couple of times,
like a best hits,
like a best hits. Do a clip show where we listen back on funny moments or dumb moments or even like what you said, moments we have to defend, where you said the Cavalier was better than the 240, and if I take that out of context, that's a fantastic statement. Or like when you teed me up perfectly for the Rob Sponsibilities thing.
Yep. Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yep. No.
I made a list. It's quite lengthy actually of and then a timestamp. But
the amount of effort to do that episode is the problem.
Yeah.
I'm on board with it. It's just we got to plan ahead, like a ways.
And I would want Michael to come back.
Yes, that would be perfect.
So.
But yeah, the SR20 could be great. It can be great.
Oh yeah,
it just wasn't great for me.
I get it. Seems to be the way a lot of things are in my life, Robbie.
Yeah, happens. Such is life. Kicks you right in the dick. So yeah, no, I think that's all the nice things I have to say for now.
Yeah. This is opening a can of worms.
Okay,
put them on the group.
Yeah.
Say something nice. Give us your best. Maybe not just specifically for us.
No, like for everybody.
But just
or tag somebody specifically and say, "Hey, E-Man, say something nice about."
Call somebody out for sure.
Yep. I think that'd be fun.
Say something nice about Richard Rawlings.
Yeah.
Just give me something.
That'd be a good one.
There's a reason it didn't come out, Robbie. I told you my ground rule that I set for myself. There were certain things I left off the table because of it.
That's fair. Yeah, let's see what people come up with on the group.
Yeah.
So if you're not in the Facebook group, you should definitely check that out. It's still the 10/10th consortium because we refuse to change anything. That's like from a 2-year-old episode or 3 years.
There's more than that.
3 years old.
It's been almost 2 years since Michael Beck passed away.
R.I.P. in peace, Michael. Yeah, so we've been the 10/10th consortium on Facebook. It is probably the best group on Facebook when it comes to like-minded individuals. If you made it this far in the podcast, I guarantee you there's about 400 others around the country, around the world.
Almost
500 others that are on the group that are active that are just like you.
Yeah.
We are all the same.
It's terrifying.
Yep. We could get us all together. It would be a crowd of...
That'd be the greatest. Are you fucking kidding me?
We should turn my yard into like a car show and just be like, everyone just show up. Like, don't tell the HOA. Just be like, just park in the yard. We'll just make a day of it.
But it'll rain and we'll all get stuck just like we did for your wedding.
Just like at the wedding.
Yeah. It'd be the worst.
Or the best.
I mean, it wouldn't be.
We could turn the whole thing into a slip and slide. Just get like gallons of lube and just pour it on the thing and just do it straight to the lake. It'd be great.
That got weird quick.
It'd be like on Nitro Circus where they do the slip and bleed.
I watched the new Jackass this weekend while my wife and kids were gone.
I was disappointed in it.
I kind of liked it.
I know you said you did. And it got awesome reviews. And
why were you disappointed in it? Hot take, Robbie.
There it is. There's our hot take.
There you go.
My hot take is that Jackass number 2 was better than Jackass Forever.
I haven't watched the old ones in so long.
Yep. So, obviously they're aged.
Yeah.
But I thought Jackass 2 had the funniest skits. They didn't use, like, nudity and, like, grossness.
There was a lot of nudity.
So I think that's, like, because that's what all, like, the original SIVO videos were like. He was naked, like, the whole time doing, like, weird, gross shit.
Yeah.
So, like, I just wasn't into it. Like, I didn't find it funny.
There was a lot of male genitalia.
Yeah, and it's fine. It can be funny. But, like, Jackass 2 to me was like peak Jackass. Okay. I thought that was the funniest. I thought the skits were the best. I thought the stuff they did was over the top in the best way.
Right.
And then it's just kind of like 3 was pretty good. And then for some reason I just really wasn't. I didn't find it as funny as everyone said I would. And that's probably why is that it got.
I wonder if because I don't know if I've even seen all of the old ones. So I wonder if I just don't hold them as high because I don't know that I've ever seen. I know I saw the first one.
Yep.
I don't know that
And I saw a bunch of the episodes, obviously. Probably all of them.
I didn't see any of that stuff. Because, like, when I grew up, we had a TV in our house.
Oh, yep.
And there wasn't a fucking snowflake's chance in hell that was coming on the TV and my dad was around.
That's fair.
There's no way.
Yep.
So things like, The Simpsons and Jackass and all that stuff, like, there was no way that was getting put on the TV in my house.
Nope.
So...
Yeah, my hot take is that Jackass 2 is the best Jackass movie.
That's fair.
Not to say that I didn't enjoy it. I didn't enjoy it as much as like I thought I would, just because the reviews are like 7.8 out of 10, and like all the the critics were giving it rave reviews, and I'm like, okay, but when they got trampled by the bulls, that was way more fun.
I don't know. I just there were a couple of times there where they like genuinely put the fear in a couple of those people.
Yes.
And for some reason, I just found that to be incredibly funny.
Like with Bam and the Cobra, where they lock him in the back of a trailer and they put a fucking King Cobra in there with him, and he's legitimately crying. I was crying because I was laughing so hard.
Right, or like that Aaron guy that was in this video that was in the newest one.
Yep.
Like they put him through hell.
Yeah.
They scared the living Jesus out of that dude repeatedly.
Yep. And then, I think I also like Nitro Circus's movie more than most of the Jackass stuff.
Well, but that was more...
It was action stunts.
That was more like action stunts, and like
so
with a few pranks here and there thrown in. I still maintain that I would never, in any circumstance, be friends with any of those people.
You are friends with all of those people.
Yeah, but we don't treat each other like that.
That's fair.
And
you've never been peed on by your friends.
I mean, you've never been physically peed on.
That's fair.
You've had your personal property.
My property is peed on.
But it's a pretty significant line.
It's a pretty big jump.
Yeah, it's a huge jump.
And no one's walked up behind me with the clippers and cut my hair.
Right, and nobody's like locked you in a room
with a cobra,
or chained you to a chair and poured honey and salmon on top of you and let a grizzly bear in. And then
that was probably my favorite
part. And then
part.
a shock collar around your neck that you just kept hitting the button on.
That one was probably my favorite.
What a dick move. Nobody's ever dropped a 5-gallon bucket of horse semen on you.
Not recently, no. No, it was definitely funny. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah,
I'm definitely not shitting on the movie at all.
It was pretty out of control.
But yeah, I still, for some reason, Jackass 2 is like peak.
I don't know why, but this was in the trailer, and it's like a 3-second clip.
Yep.
Where the guy is riding a bike just as hard as he can.
Like the Wile E. Coyote. Just right to the wall.
Just as fast as you can go. And they've got that fake wall that looks like...
the ramp in a distance.
Yeah, there's a ramp in the distance, and the sidewalk continues. I don't know why, but it's literally the funniest thing I've ever seen in my life. I can't stop laughing every time I see it.
Think about it.
Just thinking about it makes me giggle. It's so funny. And like high school me would have been so not entertained with that.
No, I
would not have laughed at that.
That clip was hilarious.
No, I would not have laughed at that. I would have been like, that was fucking rude. That's so rude. But now I'm just like, that's fucking amazing.
Amazing.
It's so funny, Robbie. It's so funny.
Yep.
I don't know why.
Yep. So I think I need to watch 2 again. Now that I just watched Forever.
I wonder if I can get those anywhere for free. If they're on it,
it's a good question.
They got to be on some stream.
I have it on. I have a hard copy DVD if you want to borrow it. From back in the day.
I'm trying to think. Oh yeah, I do have a way to watch them.
Yeah.
I have an Xbox hooked up still.
Oh yeah, see. So there you go.
I got to find a time when my wife and kids aren't home because Katie does not think that stuff is funny, and I don't want Logan to see it.
Jess won't. I had to watch it alone because I had to find a time when she was gone.
Yeah.
Because she doesn't find it funny either. She thinks they're too mean and it's not funny.
Right.
To
girls.
Yeah. Weird, right? This
whole like we're too mean. Though.
Yeah. Exactly. We're like the best supportive friends ever.
Yeah. Katie was in our group chat for 30 seconds and desperately wanted out.
They just don't get it.
No, they don't.
Be supportive all the time. I
Sounds
wouldn't even know what to do with that.
right. I don't need that kind of positive reinforcement.
No. Can you imagine going to the group chat with an idea and then just everyone just giving like constructive criticism? What a weird world that would be.
Katie thinks our nicknames are weird too.
But they're all logical.
They all
They have reason.
perfect sense.
Yeah. Yeah. What do these girls know?
Yeah.
Let's wrap this up. We'll catch everybody next week.